So yeah, we don't need this anymore. This is fine, and this is pick up single primary and single secondary. So other ways you could use that is that, for example, if you pick up a weapon of certain tag, and this could be very specific tag, instead of picking up this weapon automatically, you can say, hey, do we already own this weapon? Like in Metal Gear Solid, if you already own this weapon, you don't pick it up again, you just get some money for the extra one and you get the ammunition that it had. So instead of picking up item, you would just pick up ammo for the item. And do some other stuff, which can be driven by tags, which can be driven by type, name, or whatever you want. So, okay, we got this. Let's now use equipment manager. So in our equipment manager, we're not going to have two slots, primary and secondary, because, well, this is the other way we could use it, but the way I want to use it, we will have only one slot. So in our equipment list, we just have a slot called weapon, and let's give it acceptable tags, primary and secondary. So any weapon can be a weapon. Item actor is nothing. And then we have a second one. So this is just the equipment list. How many items I can have equipped at the same time. So I cannot have primary and secondary at the same time. I can have one or the other. So when I equip new item, I unequip the previous one. Okay. So now let's go to references, and references are basically shortcuts. So let's do a reference 1 and do nothing, and do a reference 2 and give nothing. Okay, so now we have reference 1 and 2. So when we pick up an item, and okay, we're gonna have to do it separately after all. Okay, but that's not a big deal. Okay, just like that. And this goes here, and this goes here. Okay, so on the app, there's the primary. So what we want to do is say equipment manager, save shortcut, and could you please save shortcut to an actor component, to an actor, that is this item in view that we've just added to our inventory. And let's say that this is primary, so the shortcut is 1. And let's do the exact same here, but the shortcut is 2, because this is now a secondary item. And this is happening in one frame, so this reference doesn't have time to refresh. So let's connect this here. Let's say store shortcuts. Okay, so now we have shortcut to the primary and secondary weapon stored to an actor that we successfully picked up. So if there was no item to drop, we still pick it up and we still save the shortcut. So now if we hit keys 1 and 2, what I want to do is I want to go into equipment manager and say equip in slot, and the slot is the same, weapon. The difference is that I want to get shortcut twice, once here, once here. So if I press 1, what I want to do is I want to get shortcut of 1, and only if it is found, I want to equip item in slot. And on 2, what I want to do is do the same, except for the key shortcut is 2, and if it is found, I want to equip this shortcut item in slot weapon in the same equipment manager. Switch weapons. So when this happens, well, really nothing will happen, except that inside the weapon template, those events will be triggered on equip, on unequip. Okay. And if an item is equipped and it gets dropped, it gets unequipped as well. So now what happens when we equip and unequip? Well, nothing really, but let's except running those string events. So let's say I pick up a secondary and I pick up a primary weapon, and now if I hit 1, I see AK-47 equipped, and it also says hidden false, so it should do stuff. Like I can attach it, I can do stuff on equip, but I'm choosing not to really do that. And on 2, I say I can see AK-47 unequipped, Glock 17 hidden false, and Glock 17 equipped. Okay, so we're seeing that the weapons are getting unequipped and equipped. I don't need to really call the hidden. Like this doesn't really serve any purpose. So we can equip, unequip, but nothing is happening, right? So what we need now is for our template weapon to have one more variable saying overlay pose, and this is a gameplay tag, and by default it's nothing. So now we need to go into all our 4 weapons, and we're going to say overlay pose. For the AK is AK, for MP7 overlay pose is MP7, for hand cannon it's hand cannon, and for Glock it's Glock. Okay, save everything. Now we have this pose. So what we need now is an animation notification. A custom anim notify. So this one will be called equip, unequip, notify. Let's do it like this. And we want to add a variable and say equip, and the bool value will be just a bool value, and this has to be instance editable and exposed on spawn. And we want to override a function saying receive notify. So when we receive notify from the mesh component, we get owner, and from the owner, this is an actor, we get equipment manager, and we can get item in slot. So once we do equip, this is basically instant, and we can read what item is currently equipped. So we have this item, and obviously on success if this item exists even, right? And because if it doesn't exist, we're done, and we must return true. So this, like, it didn't fail, this notify did its job, it just did nothing. But if it is true, we want to see if it's equip or unequip. So for equip, we want to attach actor to component, and the component is this mesh component, and the attach prompt is IK and gun, and we want to snap to target, and keep word scale and don't build. Okay, and now return true. And if it is unequip, what we want to do is we want to get this item in slot, We don't want to get item in slot. We need to store the previous slot. Okay, so we need to do it here. Okay, we need to promote a variable. Let's call it previous item. That's very good description, honestly, because we need to have reference to the previous item that is getting unequipped. And obviously if it is valid. It's always good to do those checks. So if it is valid, we want to store the previous item. So now we got this previous item and we need to somehow read it, and the easiest way to do it is unfortunately by a cast to, but this is not very universal. Let's do it the right way. Let's do a blueprint interface and let's call it character items interface. Okay, and this one will have get previous item, and is an output of previous item, which is an actor reference, and our character will use this as class settings, interface item, character item interface. Okay, compile, and now in interface we got this. We just push previous item. So our unequipped notify can say, okay, from this owner get previous item. So if he doesn't implement this interface, then this will just return something that is not valid. So just see if it's valid. If it is not valid, then we are done. If it is valid, what we want to do is, let me think, like if we unequip, okay, maybe we should do it a bit different. It will be better this way. So this is equipping in slot, but we can also unequip item in slot. But this is unequipping, so it's going to be a bit tricky. Let's see how we can manage that. So equipping, get previous item. Really, we don't need to do much with it for now. I mean, let's just do nothing. Let's just do absolutely nothing and see how it goes. Like, it should detach anyway. So yeah, we just do this on equip, basically. So let's now use this one and let's use it in some examples. If we go here, animations, arms, we got raise, and we got this, hand cannon. Okay, those are the animations we are using. Add notify, equip, unequip, notify. So let's say that, I don't know, like here we say equip. We say equip. we say equip. Add notify, and we say equip, and we could do like sound and stuff here as well. Equip and equip, and let's say equip. Okay, so all those 5 animations are the ones that I already showed in our anim graph. If we go into our core anim graph, here they are those equip animation. So once we change overlay pose, we go into this. So when do we change overlay pose? Well, obviously inside the item itself. So let's get back to our folder here. Let's go into our weapon template, and let's say on equip, what we want to do is from user get animation master and want to set overlay pose, set up overlay pose, and our overlay pose is this. Get debug string from overlay pose, equipped new overlay pose 2. Okay. So now, like on item dropped, this is not as important. Drop, pick up. Those two are not really used yet. Well, and this one is equip, and on unequip we are just saying this, and on item use we're not doing anything inside weapon. So let's just handle those 4 events. So on unequip we don't do anything, except we do want to call well, unequip is being called automatically. Okay, so right now when we are changing the overlay, we should change animations as well. And also inside the weapon template in our unequip equip, one more thing we are changing is we're getting our owner, animation master, and always what we want to do is set up aim offset to be aim, not look, and nearest 90, no, IK, and gun, and head. Okay. Let's see. So if I do it right now, and if I hit 2, I've just changed animations. If I try to equip again in the slot I already have, nothing will happen. Oh, but my aim offset is not instant, so it didn't call super properly fully for sure. If I go F11 and I eject, and I go into my character details, I can now debug directly in Animation Master. I can go into oh, I don't see the aim offset values here. That's right. Okay, item success. Slot weapon true, equip true, it's this, then this. So this is aim. I don't know what I could actually. Oh, I know why. Because it is sensitive to being first person. So what we want to do is that on begin play, I want to say that AGR Animation Master first person setup FPP true, and we don't handle FPP because we don't have to, but we want to set up this variable. So now if I go here, I pick up, let's say, this item and this item. If I press 1, I change my weapon, and I will have proper aim offset. And let's try ADS as well. So let's do left mouse button. So we want to just say animation master, add tag, remove tag, and this is animation modifier ADS and animation modifier ADS. However, we want to always remove the tag, but we want to add tag only if we can ADS, and we can ADS if item has okay, get item in slot, weapon. So if we do have item in slot weapon, then we want to add tag. That's the only difference. If we don't, then we don't. So if I right click now, nothing happens. If I right click, oh, what's going on? Wait, did I do left mouse button? Yeah, of course. Right mouse button, not left. It doesn't. I'm not surprised it's not working. Okay, and also the channel of the traces that we are doing. If we go here, animation blueprints, and we go, oh no, blueprints, and in any of those animation blueprints we have in event graph this, and this is doing a trace by what channel? It's doing a trace by object type. What object type? Almost all object types. Ooh, okay, so how about word dynamic not being one of them? But I would have to do it for all. But it is ignoring self, so by it should ignore self, right? Okay, it should also ignore all items and all weapons. Okay, let's get back here. So I can pick up this, and I can now press 1, 2, 1. You can see that the weapon from my hand disappears immediately on unequip, unfortunately. Because of many reasons, unfortunately. So I would have to this works, and you can see that sometimes the hand is not able to reach as far as it would like to. It's just unable to follow with animation, so probably we should get the weapon closer to us when we're looking up and down. And now if I try to pick up another weapon, I actually can. Why is that? Is because our item is in the equipment is not in the inventory at the same time. So now I picked up a new item and register a new shortcut. So if I now hit 1, I will go into AK, and this is still the secondary. And this is the primary. Okay, so there are a few things to fix. But in general, it works pretty okay.